this is the Ford Territory. And it's the first Ford SUV ever sold in the Philippines, whose name does not start with the letter E. Where does the Ford Territory then fit in the American automaker's growing SUV and truck lineup? The Ford Territory is the result of a joint venture between American automaker Ford and Chinese automaker JMC. Bale ang storya niyan, kung ang isang foreign automaker ay gusto mag-operate sa China, they have to undergo a 50-50 joint venture with a local car maker. The JMC Ford Territory is just one example. The other examples being the SAIC Volkswagen Santana, La Vida, just to name a few. But the origins don't actually matter, because the Ford Territory is not just good for a Chinese-American joint venture. It's actually just simply good, period. The front face is characterized by a mesh grille, which are then flanked by LED headlights on all variants. The LED daytime running lights meanwhile are located near the fog lights. The side profile looks quite sleek, especially due to the design of the window line that gives the car the illusion of having a sloping roofline. At the back, there's a chrome strip that connects the two LED taillights, giving the car a sleeker, more elegant appearance. Wag nga lang kayong maloko sa kanyang large twin exhaust pipes. The tailpipes are actually smaller, and they're pointed downwards. Moving inside, and you'll love the Ford Territory's interior design. This titanium variant comes with a fully digital instrument cluster, which also happens to be highly configurable. Interior material quality is also quite good. The upper parts of the door and dashboard are covered in premium injection molded soft touch plastics. The dashboard also has a padded leatherette section, which gives the interior a premium vibe. The keyboard style toggle switches are also pretty nice, which is similar to what you would find in a Peugeot. I am not, however, a fan of the acres of piano black plastics and the few weird ergonomic choices. At dahil dyan, dumako tayo sa kanyang infotainment system. Obviously, this is not Ford's Sync infotainment system. And though touch response is okay, I'm not exactly a fan of the quadrant style interface, which makes it a bit more confusing to use while on the road. This is made worse by the fact that all the AC controls have been moved to the touchscreen. At least there's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Oh, by the way, Apple CarPlay, it's wireless. Moving towards the back seats, and it's actually pretty spacious in this car. I am 5'10" and I have a lot of headroom, along with a lot of legroom. Plus the interior is actually wide enough to be able to accommodate 3 adults. By the way, that panoramic sunroof, that's standard on all variants. As for trunk space, we don't have official numbers from Ford. Though at least on our initial impressions, trunk space appears to be a bit on the smaller side when compared to the Honda CR-V and Subaru Forester. Under the hood of the Ford Territory is a 1.5-liter inline-4 turbocharged EcoBoost petrol engine, which produces these numbers. Power is then sent to the front wheels via a CVT. So how does the Ford Territory feel like on the road? So this is gonna be Ford's first CVT in probably, more than 10 years or so, which is mated to this 1.5-liter EcoBoost engine. So, out on the open road, the engine's pretty punchy. Okay yung performance niya, maganda hatak niya. Torque comes in at a pretty low RPM range. So, ang maganda doon, hindi kayong laging madiin sa throttle para maka-overtake. So, first impressions with this CVT ay meron siyang onting delay, so hindi siya exactly super responsive, though it's not too bad. And then that's especially apparent kapag yung, let's say, you're in idle, nasa stoplight ka, tapos biglang gusto mong umarangkada, medyo it takes time before the CVT shuffles into the correct ratio. Also, going back to that CVT, it's not the CVTs that you would normally find nowadays na may fake ratios siya, na talagang it will just try to mimic a automatic transmission with its step ratios. So I'm gonna put my foot down. Yun. But when it does respond, it goes to the correct ratio. It's a CVT after all, so wala naman siyang totoong gear. So it kicks down. So it kicks down to the appropriate ratio naman when you need it. Not exactly what you would call fun as a result of that rubber band feel, pero for everyday driving, it's perfectly fine. As for handling, steering feels actually very light, even lighter than what you would find in the Ford Everest. It does weight up a bit pag medyo bumilis ka na, pero ang sobrang gaan pa rin niya compared to other steering wheels. Combined sa kanyang comfort-oriented suspension, and the Ford Territory isn't exactly what you would call a sporty SUV. What this car is a great cruiser. It's a comfortable SUV, as in maganda refinement niya. Chassis rigidity is actually pretty good, as in there's no shake, no rattle. And then road noise is actually pretty muted. Ang quiet niya, it's refined. The engine's not that audible sa loob ng sasakyan. And even if you go through rough patches of tarmac, okay pa rin yung insulation niya. As for fuel economy, I only had this car for 1 day, so it's hard to give a full conclusion. But for my short stint with this car, I was able to achieve around 11.9 kilometers per liter. The Ford Territory is now on sale in the Philippines in Trend and Titanium variants. If your budget permits, we highly recommend the Titanium variant, which gets the benefit of power adjustable driver's seat, rain sensing wipers, heated and cooled front seats, wireless phone charging, configurable LED ambient lighting, 18-inch alloy wheels, and Ford Co-Pilot 360, which is Ford's suite of advanced driver assist systems that range from automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, blind spot warning, a nifty 360-degree camera system, which has the ability to do this. Amazing, right? And it's something that you also see in the Geely Coolray. Lastly, this titanium variant also gets Ford's Active Park Assist self-parking system. From our first impressions, the Ford Territory definitely fits in the American automaker's growing truck and SUV lineup. It's a well-equipped and high-tech compact SUV, but at a price point that's more in line with subcompact SUVs. It doesn't matter where this car came from, because taking this SUV into isolation and removing all prejudices, it is not just good for a Chinese-American joint venture. It's actually just simply good. Period.